All right, so final question here. Gonna come out and say it. What is your final score for the Vikings game, and who wins the game, and who is your MVP?
Yeah, I think 23-20 Packers. And as far as MVP goes, I'm going to go Devontae Adams. You just don't keep him down 2 games in a row. I'm not a betting man per se, but if I were betting or wanted to put some daily fantasy players together, Devontae Adams is on my list just because he is so incredibly consistent. And like I said, you usually don't keep him down 2 games in a row. So I think he's due for a big game. I think he could have a touchdown or 2 in this one, probably 100 yards. And I think that could easily be the difference. I think it's going to be close. Hopefully this kind of plays out similar to last year, save for the interception by Jair at the end actually counts, and they get off with a victory.
I just think, Adams, I know Rhodes is a really damn good corner. We all know that. But the fact that Adams always has good games against him just shows what type of player he is. Because even Slay comes out and says, yeah, he's one of the toughest guys I have to cover. I mean, that says something right there. And I know Rhodes had a tough time as well, too, in the past couple meetings.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. And it's something that Adams has consistently won, and hopefully he can keep that going this week.
Well, if you had to pick a defensive MVP, who would it be? I know you're going to go Kenny Clark, but come on, give me a surprise.
Oh, that's a really good question. You know what? I'm going to go Jair Alexander, and I think they're going to use him to match up a lot one-on-one. I think whoever he's guarding, and I would guess that he's going to match up with Diggs, and I think Thielen will get kind of the Tony Brown, Kevin King treatment with a little bit of the safety rolled over the top. I think Jair's going to be
a little more physical.
Yeah, exactly. I think Jair's going to be matched one-on-one a lot, and I think he has the ability to win that battle. And it may not be something where he's the MVP because he had 2 or 3 interceptions or anything like that, but I think if he has the ability to shut down one of those receivers, kind of like Brandon Cooks from a season ago at the Rams, I think that puts the Packers in such a huge position to be able to move their safeties around, edge to the other side, hopefully shut down Thielen in the process, and then things really get difficult for Minnesota from there.
Do you think Savage gets his first interception?
Yeah, I'll take it.
Is this the year that we finally have a safety tandem that can take away that pesky, stupid Kyle Rudolph and all these damn tight ends?
Up the seam, 20-yard pass.
I'm so sick of seeing that over the years. Do we finally have safeties that can match up and take that away? And these crossing routes. Do you see them being able to play these crossing routes and really take care of it? Because that's the big thing now is I've had to hear about the Vikings. They're gonna kill us with crossing routes in the tight end.
Yeah, they do. I think they do, and I think they showed it in week 1. It's just now putting, as Mike McCarthy would say, stacking success and keeping that momentum going.
All right then. Well, that's all we got for you, Andy. So, one more time before we get going, why don't you tell everybody how to get a hold of you, how to follow you, and all that stuff, and plug yourself one more time before we get you out of here.
Yeah, make sure to follow me on Twitter at Andy Herman NFL, and then of course you can find my writing at Packer Report. All the other stuff I said earlier, I'll just let you follow me on Twitter, and you'll get it all from there. So again, Andy Herman NFL.
We don't need your resume again, man.
I hear you.
All right, thank you.
It was an honor having you on.
You did a great job. Thanks a lot, man. And we appreciate all your work, dude. We follow you and listen and all that stuff. And again, it's inspirational to see all the crap you do, and you got all the stuff on your plate that we do. So we're right there behind you, man. We're nipping at your heels, but just 15 miles behind.
I appreciate it. I can't wait to see where you guys are headed. Thanks so much for having me on, and enjoy the rest of the night. Go Pack, go.
Go Pack, go.
Go
Thanks,
Pack, go.
Andy.
Have a good one, brother.
You bet.
All right, that was Andy Herman of Pack a Day Podcast, Cheesehead TV, and 1,000,005 other things. Wow. Very good.
I told you, I feel underachieved after talking to him. Like he's so analytical.
Dude,
man.
No, I don't feel underachieved because I just feel like I said. I just feel like we're just him just a few steps behind. So there's no underachieving because look at where we're going, man. Just stop it because we have an
sky's the limit, Dad.
We have an announcement that we're going to make tonight when we get Mr. Busby on the phone.
Da-da.
In fact, it's about that
Let's
time.
call him.
It's about that time. But before we go, we want to give a couple of shout-outs to a couple of people. Shout-out to
Just a couple
Dave.
important guys.
Yeah.
Man, first one, gotta say it, Ryan Molstead, Packers 365. The guy listens to every Packers podcast and probably listens to every NFL podcast. He knows what he's talking about. He takes in all the different views, does his own analysis on a lot of different stuff. He's definitely worth the follow, guys. He really breaks down information beyond the data.
Not
and
to
that's why we
he's
love
part
having
of
him
our
on here.
team here at First and Goal.
Oh, yeah, he's part of our family, man. And then you move on, you got Parker Mose at diehardpackerfan.com, one of the best young up-and-coming writers, and he's got a huge following on Facebook. Folks, go and follow this guy on Twitter with his Die Hard Packer Fan and him on Twitter. The kid knows his stuff. He's young, but he respects the Packers history. Hey, that Parker, he pronounced your name right for you this time.
At Parker Mose on Twitter. Hit him up.
All right.
We're going
Let's
to
go
break,
get Agent
folks.
Busby, man.
We're getting Agent Busby. We'll be right back.
I've been grinding so long, been trying this shit for years. And I got nothing to show, just climbing this rope right here. And if there's a man upstairs, he kept bringing me rain. But I've been sending up prayers and something's changed. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Hallelujah, let that bassline move, just yeah. It's good to be alive right about now. I was dead in the water, nobody wanted me. I was old news, I went cold as cold could be. But I kept throwing on cold, trying to make that fire burn. Sometimes you gotta get scars to get what you deserve. I kept moving on, and now I'm moving up. Damn, I'm feeling blessed with all this love. I think I finally found my hallelujah. I've been waiting for this moment all my life now. All my dreams are coming true, yeah. I've been waiting for this moment. It's good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Good, 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 good to be alive right about now. Hallelujah, let that bassline move, just yeah. It's good to be alive right
And it is good to be alive right about now, and we are back, and we have Agent Busby, Agent Busby. But before we get in anything else, we have something breaking
Something
news,
big to announce?
Something big to announce. Go ahead, Dillon and Dave, announce it. What's going on, guys? What's going on?
Well, this Sunday, starting off, it's going to be continuous throughout the season. Mr. Busby, Agent Busby, is going to start his own pregame show through the First and Goal football platform. And Dillon, go ahead and announce the name, baby.
It's going to be called the Fantasy Files pregame show. It's going to be a little bit fantasy focused, but we're just going to do a lot of matchups, a lot of football banter, and we're going to have a good time with it. It's going to be at 9:50, I believe, Jay.
9:30 a.m. and guess what? J in the UP, me, Mr. J. I'm going to still be here producing and bugging all you guys. You can't get rid of me. The players.
Ryan Molstead and I will be on there alternatively bugging everyone else when we get the chance.
Yeah, we're going to have a good time with it. It's going to be every Sunday. Tune in the morning. All you early birds out there, come in, check it out. We're going to have a fun, just pre-gaming, checking out the matchups, talking about who's going to have a good game, who's going to have a bad game. Did you guys talk about Antonio Brown yet? Speaking of which,
no, we're saving that for you. Don't pop the cherry.
We covered
Teaser.
we covered the jackassery part of it, but not the fantasy part of it. So we left that to you.
What fantasy? There's no more fantasy after this.
Yeah, it's more like a nightmare, like John Gruden said. He loves nightmares, and he got one on Antonio.
I feel like a little bit of Freddy Krueger came out of Johnny there. Well, I'm going to go ahead and bring it back up, folks. Dillon, right before we came on, another chapter of Antonio Brown unfolded. It's like a really weird novel. But now it goes to the respect for him has completely dropped. He has 2 counts of sexual assault against him in a federal lawsuit that's been filed and 1 count of rape. And now I went and read the text messages that have been released by the district attorney who's filing the federal lawsuit. And in the first line, he blatantly admits one of the sexual assaults. It's not hard to see what went on here. Everyone tried to say it was a money grab, but man, after seeing the text messages Antonio Brown sent to this personal trainer, I think AB's done.
Listen, I don't know. The whole thing is strange. I did click a link to, it was an actual New York Times article. I couldn't believe it made it to the New York Times. But by the end,
all the way to the MIT.
I'm reading that there was one occasion where apparently it was his trainer at one point. I forget the young lady's name. It's probably best that I forgot.
Miss Taylor.
And, okay. She was over watching a movie at his home, and he was behind her. And this, according to the article, this isn't my dirty mind. He was behind her, masturbated, and ejaculated on her back. So, I don't know. If that doesn't sound weird to anyone else, that you would just be sitting there watching, I don't know, the new Lion King or something, and Antonio standing behind you.
All right. Well, anyways, all right, then you just came out and said it. I got to say this. The first line of the text message, he said, in Antonio Brown language, I jacked my beep on your back while you slept in bed. Beep your knowledge, B word. I can't say it out on the line, guys.
With all this
yeah,
stuff?
all I'm saying,
is this is like a rail train. I don't want to go down. Like this.
You
is
mean a
getting
train rail?
X-rated. Yeah, no, train. Rail train. Don't correct my grammar error. All right. Damn you.
Grammar error?
My grammar error.
Dillon.
My grammar error. Just shut the hell up. All right.
Dillon, all I got to say is the first line, that's from Antonio Brown's phone. That first line, man. He admitted from his own phone to sending that to the personal trainer.
Okay, one word, yikes.
Yeah, that's the thing.
It is relevant, though, because if he plays for Pittsburgh, or not Pittsburgh, if he plays for New England, then he's very fantasy relevant and it boosts Tom Brady's stock. But if all this turns into him getting released by New England, then that's a big deal in the actual fantasy world.
These are implications,
Maybe we don't need to dig into the actual ins and outs of it, but it is important.
Thank you. Let's just.
I'm just saying the first line of the text message admits to it.
You were just waiting to read that pornography crap on air. You wanted to do it. You were even getting that.
Listen, I have no
disgusting voice that you were saying it with. My God.
Oh, you mean like this?
Yeah, that's gross. Why you gotta read it like that, man?
I only had to read the first line because it's admitting that he did one of the sexual assaults. That's the thing. This is from a district attorney's file. He released the text messages.
I know.
So,
Jay, it's in the New York Times.
The New York Times is crap.
They don't get that up in
tabloid.
Canada and Michigan into UP.
I'm not. You know what? If you think Michigan and Canada are in the same place, you got bigger problems than I.
Tomato.
No,
the moose shits on both sides of the border.
All right, Agent Busby. This shit is off on a rail. Come on.
Time to party!
All right, well, back on the.
How can we get back on the right track?
More? Do you have more?